So we're looking at Neverending Dungeon again. I I did one video on this. I'm a paid DM, and so I want to know, can Neverending Dungeon save me hours? Can it help me make money? So yesterday I went through and I did a few things. But today, what I wanted to do, I went to play a game, I went to characters, and I created a couple characters. And so first off, I just want to talk about the character creator here. I did go through this 2 times. So I made a Dragonborn fighter and I made a human cleric. But let's just say, okay, we're going to make a new person really quick. There's some things I like, some things I don't. So nothing's automated, which the only things I was hoping for is that if you adjust your values of your strength, your dexterity, your constitution, your intelligence, anything like that, I was hoping that at least that would transfer to the sheet somehow, where, you know, your stats would increase. Also, for some reason, they just have these 3 passive skills, like down here, which, okay, I get that, the passive skills. But, then I go to my skill sheet here, and of course you're doing all of these individually, which is totally fine. You can put in your bonus, your proficiency, and if you're an expert or not. But, so all that's great. I like the sheet, you know. My only qualm with it in the beginning is it's not really, you know, it doesn't transfer any of your stuff. If I make my strength value 16 here, that doesn't do anything for the rest of the game. You know, it doesn't, as far as I know so far. That's part of what I'm doing in this video today, is I'm going to actually go into the game and try to use these 2 characters. So we got our skills, we got our stats. Going to actions, okay, you have to actually go in here and let's just say we're gonna make a strike, and then you put your plus hit, or if it's a DC, if you're gonna, you know, if your action takes a DC. But okay, so you can't type anything else here, so it's a +4, let's say that. But then when I get to damage, I can't do a 1D, I can't do Ds, I can't. So my action is going to be, let's just say 6, my damage 6. I'm not sure, I was hoping maybe that's a glitch, but I've done multiple characters now and that's how it seems to be. Going over here to our inventory, of course, you add in all this stuff like you normal. You're gonna add a new item, the description, just say shield, if I could spell it right. Your weight's 5 pounds, and you have 1. But, you know, you don't know. I guess I could put shield +1, you know, that could be my hint. And a spell, okay, so if I do a new spell, create new spell, let's just say he can do Flame Strike. And at level 2, hit DC, or the hit, maybe +5 to hit. And your effect. This is where you can write in, you know, what this effect is. So, what I'm going to do is, let's just say, let's do a 1d10. I'm not sure what Flame Strike is, or, you know, I just kind of made that up. But let's do 1d10 +12. You know, that's like a really good. +12 is probably way too much. Not that I'm going to use this character anyway, but. And then your modifier for however you're casting spells. Okay, pretty self-explanatory, whether it's going to be. How to do that. Wisdom or intelligence or something else. So our modifier could be 2. Let's do spell attack 4. Of course, you can put your DC. But then you go here to pawn, and you can choose just one of these pawns. And that's it. Okay, so that's your character. That it is who it is. That's who you get. And of course, I'm going to go up here and default name, default race. Let's save. So here we go. So I did that with these 2 people. Just did a quick rundown to show you guys how those people came to exist. And then it's creating a game. So here, if I go to creating a game, these are the stories that are already. This is telling you the name of it, the title. So yesterday I messed around with all the AI stuff. I was not super impressed. Although I do think it could be more. You know, I think it could be a neat thing to add to your But right now, I just want to see if we can run a session. How would it be if I ran a session? And so I'm just gonna play locally. My player. Oh, I can't add my characters. Okay, let's just say that first guy was named Norbert. I think I named it Norbert. And what's this? Red? I don't know what that is. Oh, okay, that's just the color. And then I think the other character was named Julie. And they're green. But again, I can't change the color. I wonder if they become different if I make a new player. No, you're always a player too, is always green. Okay, so now let's create the game. And so essentially, here's our background. We would learn about this as our DMs. You know, we're preparing. It's about Witchgate Ward, holds itself as a storied past. And then let's get down to where we would actually bring our players in. Okay, so in this adventure, which is Witchgate Ward, the adventurers receive a letter or hear about an opportunity at the Celestial Compass Navigators Guildhall, one of the most respected organizations dedicated to exploration and discovery. Summoned by Trauhazer Irish, a mysterious figure claiming, descent from an ancient civilization's ruling family. They learn about Witchgate Ward, a dark prison rumored to hold valuable treasures and secrets. So Trauhazer explains their situation. Exiled and hunted by those who usurped their rightful throne, they seek allies to help reclaim their kingdom and gain access to the hidden knowledge. Okay, so this is the overview. Let's go to our chapters. So chapter 1, the journey to Witchgate Ward. So our maps here up here says there's the inn, the forest, the dungeon, and the castle. Our party see is Norbert and Julie. And although it didn't bring their tokens, I guess, let's see here. Okay. I'm not totally sure why. Like, where would my character be? There's nothing else here. I don't know. Don't want to spend too much time on that. But anyway, so apparently, okay, so I did think this earlier. I was thinking about this earlier. Or in the other game. When I played the other game, there was these seemingly floating things. So these look like they're tokens. And it even looks like they are, this is the starting point, okay? So if the adventurers are gathering at the Celestial Compass Navigators Guildhall, here they would meet Trauhazer Irish. So this is the Guildhall, I'm assuming, the inn. Okay, so now we're in the Guildhall. Let's try to get our players here. Is this going to be Trauhazer? Okay, so he's here. We've got the, of course, if we wanted to add a few more things, we could do that. We can edit the map over here, and we can bring in other players. We could add some more details to the, like, let's add just a bench along this wall. Oh, that's a big table. Let's not do the big table. Let's say, actually, yeah, let's remove this asset. Let's remove this. This is kind of like out of place. Let's just try to put it maybe here. And let's add a table. You know, because this is the guild hall. You know, wouldn't that make sense? Maybe this tent doesn't exist either. But honestly, the tents seem pretty out of place. Like, it's kind of odd that there would be tents here, but okay. So our players are entering the game. We're gonna just act like we're reading. Whoops, don't do that. Let's go back to view map here. And our areas, so are the main hall. This is where we're going to introduce them. It tells you kind of what the places are. And then our rewards. So in payment from the quest giver, he's going to offer 500 gold pieces per party member upon successful completion of the mission. Additionally, they promise to access hidden knowledge guarded by Witchward Gate, which could prove invaluable to future endeavors. So, obviously, if you... one of the selling points of this was, you know, you're running out of time, generate a adventure, and go on the fly. This is the stuff that you would obviously want to know about. Before you have the party speak with him, you would probably want to check what he's going to offer, what he's going to say. Of course, if we click on him, they have filled out the NPC and they've given us quite a bit of stuff. So he's tall and muscular build, silver scales. He was once part royalty, but now a fugitive seeking allies to reclaim their throne from the usurper who cast them out. And it'll tell you what their role here is. They are, of course, the quest giver. They are going to offer rewards upon completing the mission. Pretty basic. And then if they get used in combat, they'll use their staff as both a weapon and a tool. Let's check their stats. Okay, cool. I like it. It's got some extra attacks, some actions here. Special actions. I'm not sure why all this stuff was 0 up here, but that's no big. Okay, so now what's this? Oh, is this going to tell us where that's the guild hall or something? I believe it is. Maybe it's on the... Let's see here. Spin. Nope, can't do that. Okay. Now here. We tell our players, which I will say, one thing that's not here is the descriptive narrative that we want to give the players. Yes, I could take this, and for example, I can say, you're all gathering at the Celestial Compass Navigators Guild Hall. Maybe you're maybe you're eager to embark on a new quest. Here, you could search out. I mean, so right now, I want them to look at the map, but I'm already telling them that they're going to meet this guy that's in here. So if you wanted to do that, then yes, you put them on the map and they start. But also, you're kind of telling them right off the bat, this is the guy you're talking to, and that's all. What I typically do is I allow the players to navigate themselves once we get into a scenario. Then, when they stumble upon the quest giver, the action happens, then they learn stuff. So, one thing I would like is if they just gave us... I love these chapters, they break down really cool, and I like this. But it would be nice to have the narrative pieces where, like, for example, if I'm just going to make this up on the spot. So, you guys arrive at this Celestial Compass Guild Hall. There is a large meeting table here. There's, I don't have any tokens out there right now, but there are a number of people here sitting, they're mingling. You see around here that there's some books. You could look outside, fireplace, but the energy in this area, like the spot you're in, it doesn't seem like it's full of excitement. This seems more like somewhere you would gain some information and possibly move on or study. So if you're going to tell them that, cool. So now let's begin as we put them on here. And I'm going to say, okay, get over here. There we go. So clicking is what this game likes instead of dragging. So that's a little bit different than what some other games are, but again, that's no big deal. But what I would like though is I need to be able to make this my player. So how would I do that? That's not very apparent to me right off the bat. It's not very, it just doesn't tell me. Top down view. Okay, this is cool. So this is one of the things where when you have the top down view, which why can't I move around the map? This is just to look, I'm guessing. Head table view. Yeah. Okay, so like what? I don't even know how to get out of this, guys. I can't click the X. Escape. Okay, yeah, I get it. But let me exit this. Nothing I'm clicking on is working. Ooh, okay, let's try this. Is there... I didn't actually mean to just do Alt-Tab. Okay, so I can Alt-Tab it away, but it's gotta be here somewhere. Okay, so it's just this... I have to exit it that way. Not a big deal. Just this probably a little bug. Okay. So let's get back to our map here. Where even are we? I lost it. Here we go. Okay, so our tokens that you don't even have people for, they're here. Okay, they're here. You guys are moving closer. What would you like to do? You know, now I'm asking my players what they want to do with their little tokens that don't even represent them. But before we do that, okay, we're just looking. Let's go back. Oh, wait, no, we don't want it. So we're in the adventure here. I thought there was another one that said kind of like start the game, but I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm wrong. Okay. So our party members, they arrive here. Oops. And they're going to talk to Norbert, or talk to Trauhazer. And he's going to say, well, I want to know how I can even access their, oh, let's just do that on the next map. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. He's going to tell them that, you know, there are lots of daring exploits to happen. And you notice this guild hall has a sense of camaraderie around here, which I didn't read that place, but he's going to tell them that your true intention is not to reclaim, said, accepting the quest. Okay, so he's gaining knowledge to hidden knowledge guarded by the witch. I got it. So this is where you would improv what's happening with the conversation. Okay, yes, they've accepted the quest. And next up, it basically says they're going to prepare themselves. So they'll go to the next terrain. Okay, so now as they prepare themselves, they're going to go into this. Get rid of this. For some reason, you can't get rid of these things. I don't know why. Can you delete? Can't delete it. I can't backspace it. You just have to like take it off the map until, or what was I clicking? Yeah, okay, you have to click on the map somewhere else. That's right. So, whoa. So we're moving here. We've got our map that is rotating. And it says, as they traverse the Frostwell, Prenthian, and Dungeon of Shadows, they encounter numerous obstacles along the way. These include harsh weather conditions like blizzards, sandstorms, or complete darkness. Okay. Wild creatures lurk around every corner. I'm sorry. I just was... Okay. If you are wanting to say this happens to you, last minute, whatever happened, you aren't ready to run your session and you want to use Never-Ending Dungeon. All this is giving me so far is a massive amount of all these things without it actually happening, you know. So this map, for example. Okay, so my tokens, let's bring them out here. Where even are they? Where's my special hidden little spot? Normally they're on the spot, but they're not. Can I drag them out? Or I'll click once and then click here. This is very finicky as well. Let's see here. Can I drag Norbert? I can't drag him. Area details, I get. Okay, this is the other place. This still has the introduction details from the last place. It didn't update when I switched maps. I'm not totally sure why. But okay. The dice tray. Here's our log. All right. So somehow I could drag these tokens back out. I guess let me try to go copy paste them. That's the only other thing I can think of to do. Control C. And click here. Oh, okay. So that's what I can do is you can click them once, click the map. Oops, then come this way, click again. Okay, so now you're on the next map. You guys are traveling through the forest. What would you guys like to do now? Yeah, you find yourself surrounded by trees. As you move forward here, you come upon a whole bunch of bad guys. Okay, so now we see there's NPCs up here. It's a very tiny space. And let's see if are they bad guys? This is a traveler. Oh, okay. These are maybe they're not bad guys. They're travelers. Here's the traveler, and this is Grimgar Iron Fist. Okay, so let's say when the party gets here, they are going to talk to these people, which I mean, so as the conversation begins with each of them, I could be reading the appearance, the backstory, telling them about that. You can do all this stuff on the fly. Relatively easy. I mean, if you're an experienced DM, if you are charging people to play, then you should be able to do this on the fly. If you're not, you don't have any business charging anyone to play, and you shouldn't be doing that. But all this stuff, I like how the NPCs, this is, I think, one of the strongest aspects of Neverending Dungeon. That each one of these PCs do have their things just ready to go. Their description, their stats, their items. So cool. So now let's say, clicking out of this, my party doesn't like this old Iron Fist, which, come on, I need a little bit more room to move here. I'm surprised this is one of their pre-made maps. Like, this is what you gave me? I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it. I don't like how they did that. Like, take a little bit more time here and give me a map. This is the complete surrounding by forest. If I want to say, it's not even letting me move right now. Okay, let's move this. Can I move this guy over? Do I have to close the dice tray to do that? Nope. So why could I move my people earlier and now I can't? These are all red as well. Okay. I mean, honestly, I don't know what else to do here. Say you're just staying there, okay? You're staying there, and my party that doesn't have their sheets, that, we haven't had prompted at all. Hopefully they have their sheets digitally they can access, but we would be rolling. If I'm this guy, and I want to use his abilities here, let's just put him over here and say, okay, so he's going to use Unarmed Strike as his first attack. So that means I am going to do /R 1d20, and then I know it's a +5 to hit. I have to be 5 feet away. So I'm gonna say, yeah, 24, that's going to hit. So now I'm going, wow, didn't even stay clicked in. So now I'm going /R again, and it is a 1d6 plus 3, and for 4 damage. Okay. I have a ton of experience playing with people online. Like, I host 4 sessions a week, and I have 6 players on each one of those teams. I would say 75% of my players, maybe 80%, if they had to roll and play like that, would want no business doing it, because there's so much better out there. Number one, I can't hear my rolling. I can't hear the roll of the dice. I want to hear that. Excuse me. So, I'm gonna give this map a really low thumbs down. It's pretty sad, to be honest. Let's go to check this dungeon out. Again, I still haven't even gotten my sheet into this map. I don't even know how to use my characters, you know. So, okay, now you're going to, you guys are gonna move through. Say I got their tokens, which I don't have them right now. You should just spawn them out here every single time, but that's okay. Let's say they are moving into this room. You could make up, of course, some lore for the books. There is the spectral remnant here. He haunts the corridors and attacks intruders. Cool. And then you've got, you know, of course, his stuff. So I get it. I get it. Yeah, you can move them through this map. This is cool. You will. I like the tokens. There's not near enough room to move in any of these maps. I mean, to be honest, yes, dungeon delving. This is cool. You have this grid, but they're incredibly tight corridors. And so if they want a very close quartered battle, sure. Oh, and then here we go, castle. A castle map with the final bit of the adventure and one tiny little other thing. Yeah. Excuse me. Well, let's leave. Let's say I am going to just play a game and I want to join. Are there any games available here? There are no available games, which that's okay. It's brand new. So I was just going to see if I could take my character into a game. Let's go to create adventure. Let's generate new. Now how would I get my actual characters into the game? Because this has just been a randomly generated encounter. Okay, so I have all the same stuff, which is cool. Cool. I know what the events are, the items, the NPCs, so I have this overall massive amount of stuff that I now take and go prepare things for, prepare for. Then I have this map, the Grove. Again, it seems like this is one of the themes, is to make these maps that have a bunch of forest in just like one tiny little open area, which I'm not a fan of. I don't want to poo-poo this too much, because I think there's a lot of cool things. Like, this is a cool map. This is really, really neat. I don't know why none of these have... Okay, so gatehouse, guard post. Now, if it was all kind of like this, very cool. I like this map. And it seems like there's a lot of things they could discover. They can be moving around. So neat. Now, how do I get my character into the game? Like, how do I bring them in? Let's go ahead and create this game. It's going to be local. So, again, if you're playing a local game, it doesn't seem to be... It does not seem that you can bring your characters you've created in. If there's a way, somebody tell me, because I've not been able to... There's nothing I've seen that can do that. Let's see here. You know what I'm going to do? Let's call this... Let's do Defilers of the Grove. Of the Grove. Test for YouTube. Test. Okay, we'll just do test. We won't do a password. Our maximum number of players, let's do 2 players. And I'm going to create this game. So, now, in the meantime, here we go. We've got our log. Everything else is exactly the same as what it was before. See, now I guess I have Norbert, which, I mean, so I guess if I was joining a game, I would have him, but there's nothing to tell me that. And why do I only have Norbert? Why can't I choose between two of my people? But in the meantime, I'm going to leave this open. Yeah, I'll pop back in here and I'll do a little bit of research, but I'm going to see if I can get players to join this. And hopefully if I find anyone, then I can run a session with them and see just how slow or fast it is. I like the idea here. I do not think it's very successful yet. I can't see really what anyone would get out of this yet. The fact that there's nothing automated whatsoever. You don't hear any of the rolling sounds. You certainly don't, you have to manually type every single thing in. I think that is going to probably dissuade a lot of our players that are playing now, because what is the reason for them playing this? You're not giving them a more immersive experience in my mind, because as a DM, and especially as a paid DM, you should be able to create that immersion anyway. That's your job. Don't charge people to play D&D if you can't give them an immersive experience. So immersion wise, it doesn't do anything for me. In terms of, I like seeing the environments. I like the tools. They seem pretty cool. I like all the detail that it gives me, but I would like to even more if it would say, you've already generated this stuff for me. Now tell the AI to give me these chapters, but in narrative pieces. So then when the party is doing something, I have a little bit of stuff to read off for them. And yes, you should be able to make a lot of that stuff up on the fly, but you shouldn't have to. That's this whole thing, is this is supposed to save you time. And so for now, I don't think it's going to save us any time, but I feel like in the future it possibly could. And I definitely think it's one of those things that if you got a group of your friends together, or you got a group of people that they wanted this type of D&D experience, I think it could make sense. But as of right now, it's certainly not something I think you will be able to add into your DMing tool set to make you any more money. And that is what this website, or that's what this YouTube channel is all about. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Never Ending Dungeon. I still have high hopes for you. I hope that you can be even cooler than what this is, and you can do more of what your trailer says that you can do. So I wish you the best, and I hope that this trend continues. I love seeing new kinds of stuff for D&D, so keep it up. Everyone, thanks for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time.